Hello, it's James from Highland Hardwoods, and today we're going to be talking about the Festool ExoActive Exoskeleton and how it can help save your body. You're going to want to work smarter, not harder. What is the ExoActive? Well, the ExoActive from Festool is a lift assist product. It's designed to augment what you're going to be doing over your head. Not so much down here, definitely up there. So if you're carrying a heavy tool all day, say you got this drill, and I'm trying to work up here. Hear that compressor going off? That's what's making this whole thing work for me right now. All right, so the Exo and how it works is ultimately a compressor pneumatic system. So there's a compressor in the backpack here, and it's going to activate a bunch of pneumatic pistons that do the work for me. And the way that it does that is, it builds in the pressure, and then it's got check valves so that when I want it to come back down, the check valves kick off. So you're not fighting it to come down. That's a big difference with the Exo. Most other systems have a rubber band or something or a spring that you're trying to fight to resist to come back down. The Exo doesn't have that. It just has a little check valve in the pneumatic system, releases the air pressure, you come down. You don't even feel it. It's not a resistive thing. Very comfortable to wear. So it's like wearing a hiking backpack. If you're familiar with doing that, all of that load from the pack itself goes to your hips. In this particular case, it's taking the load right from my elbows, bringing it out to the frame, and then coming again back down to my hips. It can be active really, really low. It can be active up high. I can show you that here. If I unpause this here, I'm going to change the setting to its lowest activation setting. So it's all the way down here. So as soon as I lift my arms, right about here is where it's going to kick off. It's going to start trying to lift me up, okay? And I can make that a little bit higher here. So now it's about here. Go a little bit higher. It's going to kick off right about there. And then finally at its highest setting, pretty much right at the T-pose level. By changing that setting, you're going to be changing your battery life and how much consumption it has because it's not working at a lower setting if you have it all the way up. In addition, you can adjust how much is lifting. So if I turn this down, now it's giving me the least amount of lifting capability. And when I lift my arms up, you'll hear potentially some check valves kicking off. So those are the check valves releasing the air pressure. And it's still giving me a lifting capability, but it's just not as much as it did before. And as it releases that air pressure, it's not having to necessarily refill it as fast. So the compressor's not kicking on as soon. So it has a lot of capability of movement as well. You're not going to feel really restricted. If you're into Kung Fu, you're good to go. Ultimately, it'll have that lifting ability, but at the same time, as soon as I pause it, it's not doing anything. And it doesn't feel like I'm in any way, shape, or form restricted. It's very comfortable to wear. You can wear it all day and feel very comfortable. Speaking of all day, you get about 2 to 4 hours of battery life, but it's about a 45-minute charge time. So you're never really without a battery if you need to use it all day. So we've got Yolanda here. She's going to be helping us, and we're going to be showing you how to put it on. First, you're going to be putting on the straps. Put your arm in there. Probably could have loosened them a little bit more.
Okay, we're good.
All right. Now, the system works by a series of numbers. And there's a number for how tall it is, there's a number for how wide it is, and how long your arm is, okay? So I've already fit Yolanda's settings, and in the manual there's a little chart that shows you where those settings are or where they kind of start from. In this particular case, we're going to go ahead and get these set up. Now, I don't always start with the arms, but this has already been kind of fit for her. I'm going to have you turn to me, and we're going to do the waist. Now, the thing about the waist, you want to make sure that buckle gets in the center, and then you're going to pull down on your your shoulder straps here.
There we go.
All right, and it should be resting on your hip, which is where it is right now for her. Okay. Now the movement that she has is just as it should have kind of been before. And once we power it on, it'll take a second to boot up here. But those settings are kind of key for how it's going to fit to you. So if you've got somebody else in your work group that is going to be using it, you're basically going to have a different set of numbers. So you're going to know that I'm a 5, 4, 3 or whatever you are for your adjustments, and you're just going to use those same numbers every single time. All right, so the only real accessories that you can go with on this are different straps and a different headrest. They're the same headrests and the same straps, but it's like a second set or a third set if you need it. So if you've got more than one coworker, maybe Sweaty Steve is your coworker and you don't want to use his stuff, you get your own. But they just pop on real easy. When you're done saving the day as Buzz Lightyear, it pops right back up in here. You've got your battery, you got your charger, your manuals also fit in here, and then the lid goes on just like all the other Festool sustainers. Ready to go for the next day, all safe and secure.